What go on, little bro? What you just do? What go on, my G? Happy New Year and that.
Happy New Year, brother.
There, my G's.
The day before, bro. To get back up this fucking league.
That's what I want to hear, my bro. That's the
tough,
yeah. What? That's the talk I want to hear.
You get a big game every week, fam. You know what I'm saying? This is what we want it for.
Listen, that's why I'm here, P, man. Come, man. That's what we live for on Sundays.
This level today,
yeah. Bang on.
Yeah.
You had one bag of like you had fucking
We still got some.
Let's move quickly. Open it up.
Who's that best in the business? Come, man. You see these star boys here take half an hour to get dressed and that, right?
Look at the capo.
I'm just trying to be like Anton, you get me? See how the captain's arm man just stretched that round?
Tighten it.
Blows, man. That's bro.
Go on, Harvey. Good. My G, well gone, DK.
Please do a dead one.
Are you two going up against each other today?
I think so, man.
Yeah, man. That are you.
The same team, like obviously. Heartland's on standby already. Please change position. That's what he said.
What, he doesn't want to smoke?
He said, don't play right wing.
Fashionably late or just?
I should be a black man, you know this.
I want the players that are marking certain key men in their team on their toes. Everybody on their toes today. Anyone doing this? I'm gonna be talking shit about you all day. Right? I want everybody moving fast. You move fast. You won't. They will not compete. They'll drop their heads at one point. Don't give up any satisfaction to the country yet, because they will rip tens into you if you allow them to. Play our game, right? It's on us.
That's 100%. That is one of the big point. That is, yeah. Make sure that you don't get involved in the nitty-gritty with them, because it's not worth it. Yeah. That's not your game. Your game is football. Keep your mouth shut. Keep your feet moving. Let's just concentrate on what we do best, and that's with the football. Yeah, they're going to try and rough you up. They're going to try and get into you. They're going to try and make late tackles. They're going to try and knock you off your game. Don't play. Because the reason why the troops doing that is because they can't live with you in a football sense. Yeah. So concentrate on the football. Do what you do. Do what you do best. Do it hard today. Yeah. Yeah. You understand? Yeah. Let's go, ball.
Come on, then, lads, yeah? Come on, these boys.
Very good, yeah?
Domo in goal, two centre backs will go in AG Cardo, right back will go in Jordan, left back will go in Don Perkins, yeah? Boys, I know I banter and that about fucking out and give me anxiety, like fucking playing at the back. 1 or 2 and that, yeah, but sometimes we just overdo it, guys. Like, we'll go fucking from Anton to Ricardo to the left back to Ricardo, back to look at cross goal, and we conceded like that. So it's like, listen, the pitch is shit as well. So if you're holding on to the ball too long, and these lot are going to be pressing the whole night, it can fit the spot balls. So 3 in the middle, and the 3 up top, we are going, we're going Sizz in the 9, we're going Danzo on the left, and we are going Tone on the right. Now the press is going to start from Sizz. He's got like playing out the backs, yeah? Their keeper has got mistakes in him all day, every day. So if Sizz presses, I don't want to see one man stand still. If Sizz press, every man presses. Because they're going to bop it about, they're going to play. So if Sizz is pressing on his own, it's just a waste of energy. Yeah? So be very clever today, boys. And with hat, bro, get on with it well.
Don't be waiting around for the rest of the because straight early and you lose momentum and that as well. You get me? You get me? Because
let off,
you
man.
can't, bro.
Let off, man. If you
Come then.
the keeper's not getting them, I promise you.
Next time, yeah.
Oh, come on, I have to have my. Where's my normal Sunday thingy from you, Tone?
So, obviously, it's a big game, but we're on it. It's the fucking champions, that's why.
Yes, people, welcome back to Sunday League Settings with myself, Big Fazza. Now again, another big game, another crucial game at the top of the Oakbourne and Coronation Prem. we have FC Ballerz against Highgate and Hazelwell. Now enough for me chatty-pattying, let's get straight into the action. As you've just seen, Sam Fitz comes close with a shot, but it goes just wide. Throwing on his right hand side, taken by right back for Ballerz Jordan. And as you can see, both teams are trying to contest. They are trying to play football on this pitch, which was very buggy today. Now played through by Dan Hazelwell. Offside flag given, but referee waves it on. Tone tries to whip one in, but Dan Butler clears it. And in all fairness to DK, he is late and high on that tackle there. Referee, because it's an early tackle, doesn't want to put anyone in the book just yet, so has a word with him. DK can definitely count himself lucky not to have been booked with that challenge. And as I say that, number 7 for Highgate and Hazelwell, Justice, decent in possession and has got a decent left peg on him. Trying to get away from DK, but DK is always going to be all over him. Smothers him in the end and collected by Big Domo in goal for Ballerz. Sam Fitz with some decent football into Tory up front. Back out to this right hand side to Louis. But in all fairness to Dan Hazelwell, doing his defensive duties, he does trap back and puts in a decent tackle. Now he comes away with the ball, taking his team back up the pitch, but with no support in and around him. All he can do is hold it up and wait for some bodies to get in and around him. But in all fairness to Highgate, they do smother him and it ends up going out for a throw-in. Now decent control on the chest there by Curvin and brought down. Plays into Callum, out to Dan Hazelwell, who sees Jordan on his right hand side. It sits up lovely for him on the half volley. But in all fairness to Gabs, he gets down well and saves it and tips it around the post.
Danzo, quality there, yeah? Good, all day there.
Now from that resulting corner, Tone lofts one into the air. Gabs comes into no man's land. Big Kirby gets a head on it and goes and makes it 1-0 to Ballerz.
Get it up in the air, the top players.
Harvey! Sis!
Come on then, go. Just smash them in.
Ballerz taking the early lead and Big Curvin taking his tally to 6 goals for the season so far. Now on that left hand side, Dan Perkins plays it into Dan Hazelwell. Cheeky little no-look pass, but Callum is just offside. Justice intercepts, driving as he does, plays one into the path of Hayden Seymour, overlaps. In all fairness to the Ballerz lads, they managed to come away with it. One sent over the top. Decent footwork that is there by the big man Curvin, and goes and wins himself a free kick.
I see quality that is. Ref, can we have a word with their captain, please? That was militia.
Big AG standing over this free kick, whips one in. Justice gets a head on it. The bounce misses, ends up with Dan Hazelwell. Decent little feet. Dan Perkins with a little cheeky dink over the top. Now Curvin and Sim, who wants it more. Curvin's definitely had his Weetabix. Comes away with it, pulls one back. Shoot by Callum, but decent defensive block that is there by Dan Butler. Easy for Gabs, that is. Quick throw out to Louis, who plays in Sam Fitz, who's got plenty of grass in front of him. Dan Perkins is tracking back. Managed to double up on him and Dan Hazelwell, and ends up conceding a free kick. Free kick whipped in by Louis, but DK gets his head on it, and eventually Tone comes away with it and Ballerz start again. Highgate still searching for that equaliser. Sam Fitz in possession once again. Played out to this right hand side to Louis Baller, who gets it out of his feet, and it's a decent shot in the end and a decent save by Domo. Now from that resulting corner, it's whipped in deep at the back post, but Harvey does his defensive duties. Retrieved by Dan Hazelwell about 20 yards out from his own goal. Charges and takes his team up the pitch. Nobody up top to support him, so he just plays a long one into the gap. But credit to Ballerz, they put enough pressure on, and Gabs has to gamble and clears it out for a throw-in in the end. Now Justice, yet to put his mark on the game, whips one into the box, but Big AG clears it. Back out to Justice once again, and as we get the angle from the other side of the pitch, takes on Don Perkins, who does just enough to shepherd him out for a goal kick. Unusual for the Talio, the pitch was very buggy, so neither of the midfield players could really get a control of the ball. So one hit long to the big man up top, curving again. Callum lays it off to Dan Hazelwell, but decent defending that is there by Sim. Shepherds Dan Hazelwell out, tries to whip one into the path of Tone, who slips slightly, and Highgate clear their lines in the end.
Tone, we have to be better now. Come on, stop beating around the bush now. We have to be better.
Good tackle. Good tackle.
Ballerz definitely showing the physical side to their game, and they're definitely putting Highgate under the cosh. As we go to this right hand side again with Louis, he whips one into the box. AG gets a foot on it. Tory, shout for a penalty. Referee waves it off, ain't interested. Now Butler looking for a ball into the channel, but decent header there by Jordan, who clears his lines. Helped on by Roger. Picked up by Mikey, who plays into Louis Baller, and then Mikey follows his run. Now at this point, people, what can you say?
I never press record. Good.
Now Mikes, I know I gave you a hard time in your previous Saturday game when you was playing for Bewdley, but I think that makes up for it. We're all even now. What I finished that was though, on the volley, back of the onion bag, things you love to see. Free kick whipped him, competed by Louis and Harvey, and helped on by Dom, into the path of Tone, on his right hand side. He's got no support, so he just loops one high into the box again. For Louis and Harvey to compete over, Harvey gets a head on it, decent defending there by Butler, and Highgate clear their lines. Big Ricks does enough, sees off Tory, and Don Perkins recycles it and starts again. Oh, Sam Fitz, I clocked this here. Yeah? You see Jordan off, and if you weren't too busy looking at him, you could have got your head up and whipped one in the box. Instead, you overplayed it and it ends up going out for a goal kick. I don't miss a trick. Poor clearance from Gabs, intercepted by DK. Tone picks it up, plays into the feet of Curvin, who's got time to turn on it, plays in Callum, who's got time to get a shot away, but drags it wide. Now Dana Koji into the feet of Justice, but DK ain't taking no prisoners in that midfield. Now I said earlier on that Justice hadn't made his mark on the game just yet. Now Dana Koji plays a short one into him. He's got time to get his head up, whips one into the box. Tory, where'd you want it, lad?
Fucking go on. Get in there. Justice! Fucking hell. Justice!
Now, what a ball that is in by Justice, and what a finish that is in by the young lad Tory. Highgate and Hazelwell go and make it 2-1. Game on.
Tone, ball that is.
Now, Tone, that was absolute techers, that was, bruv. Outside of your left foot. Talking about another player with techers. The boy Sam Fitz is on the ball again. Goes and wins himself a free kick.
Come on. Look what bro did there. Come on.
Free kick whipped in, but it's cleared by Big AG. No further than Sam Fitz. Plays one into Mikey. He plays one out to that right hand side with Louis. Cuts it back to Justice, but clearly going for the squirrel in the tree. Now P, only you and the Highgate lads will know exactly what your game plan is during the game, but clearly Gabs had the memo to delay it as much as possible and started the S-housery, which was working in all fairness, so it's just another feather to your bow, innit? But as we get back into the action, Harvey drives one into Tone, he plays one into Kervin, who turns and shoots early, but it's dragged well wide in the end.
Hey.
Now between Sam Fitz and Raja, they intercept Kervin. Decent little play in the midfield there by Justice. Plays it into the path of Raja once again. Out to this left hand side to Hayden Seymour. Sam Fitz has continued his run on that left hand side and whips a delicious ball into the box. Tory can't get on the end of it, but was decent chance nonetheless.
Brilliant football.
Take it.
Ball brought under control by Dan Okoji. Into Justice. Back into Sam Fitz. He plays it back to Dan Okoji. Pitch is terrible, but I still give him some stick for it.
Don't look at the floor.
This is awful, brother.
Now Ballerz back in possession. Helped on into the path of Dan Hazelwell. Now if I had my VAR lines out, Dan Hazelwell's onside. But Bill, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt because it was tight. But as they say, rules of attraction and karma, if it happens down one end, it can definitely happen down the other. Offside given against Mikey. Now as we go back up the other end, ball falls to DK. Manages to drop the shoulder, shoots, but it goes well over the bar.
DK, you're lucky. He's a man. Fucking Justin Bieber goal, man.
Now a bit of skullduggery there by Gabs in goal for Highgate. Referee not happy with it and gives him a yellow. Back down the other end, Anton clears. I don't know what Dan Hazelwell was playing at there with his clearance. Falls to Hayden. Could have gone anywhere, but Damo's all over it. Justice in possession once again, trying to play it through the lines, but the liner puts his flag up. Now with the referee about to blow his whistle for half time, Highgate take a 2-1 lead into the break.
The whole team press. There's times, where you're ready to walking out the box and curving up here, pressing. Why is the ball up here? And we're still walking out the box. We're too slow to react, and towards the edge, there was a time where Danzo gambled down the left wing, and they've cleared it. But because we've pressed the team from defence to the midfield, they've cleared the ball, it's come to you, Dom, bam, you've got it, it's come back out to fucking Harvey or DK. That's because we've all pressed as a team. We're not pressing, I don't know if we're knackered, and that's communication. It's no one's talking, man. Like, I know you're not talking amongst yourself, but I ain't heard nobody. Get me?
Have not got the ability to break down the second block that happen. And then what will happen, they'll play into our hands, and then you've got like you did a few times there, you've got that whole right wing in front of you because they'll gamble. They're trying to get back in the game now. They'll gamble. They'll move out of position. Their left backs and right backs will start attacking because they'll see the space. When we win the ball back, that's when we kill them.
We've had the ball at 80%.
We've had the ball loads of the time, lads, you know that, yeah? But your shape has got to be perfect. Do not give them those spaces, yeah? Don't give them those spaces. Just sit back, sit on their toes, and then that's when we can exploit. But lads, going forward, let's be a little bit more tighter in our passing and our fucking shooting, yeah? Let's kill them off now. Let's kill them off, because you know that you can. Yeah? That 45 there was fucking brilliant, boys. Yeah? Let's see it again. Let's go.
Now with the half-time team talks done and dusted, let's get the second half cracker lacking. Now Big AG sends one up the field, looking for runners, but cool, calm and composed, Dan Butler sees it back to Gabs.
See you later, bro.
Simon, you need to jump there. Don't dive in, bro. Stand your toes. Shouldn't let me turn you there.
I believe that was an accumulation of fouls by Dan Perkins that season going into the book. And as we carry on with play, Dan Okoji plays one into Mikey. He plays in Hayden Seymour, but fair play to Jordan. Goes about his business quietly and composed, sees it out in the end. Short corner taken, into the feet of Sam Fitz. He whips one into the back post. Mikey can't sort his feet out, ends up going out for a goal kick.
He fucking kicked him in his temple. That's delicious. What are you doing? What are you doing? Don't do that, bro. Fuck you play that, bro. Crazy. Don't get on it.
Nothing wrong with a bit of argy-bargy on a Sunday morning. It's what we get out of our bed for. And as I say that, Callum leaves one on Gabs. But in all fairness, he was going for the ball. Now, I do have to say a massive shout out to Dean Alwell that done me a job today that was actually filming the other side of the pitch. Thank you, it doesn't go unappreciated. And as I say that, DK plays one into your brother. Decent control, but what a tackle that is there by Sim recovering. Now throwing deep in the Ballerz half, bouncing around, nobody's really got it under control yet. Ends up into the path of Callum, who wants it a bit more than Tors, clears his lines. Tors ain't happy, thinks he should get a free kick, referee ain't interested.
Play toe.
Quick change, Dan Douse on, toe off, and as we go down the other end, Ballerz win themselves a corner. It's whipped in by Dan Alwell, onto the head of number 6, Big Ricks, but it goes wide. Now I know we got his stick recently on the podcast, but in all fairness to Sam Fitz, he done this very well on Sunday, kept and retained possession for his team, and goes and won himself a number of free kicks.
Well done, Callum. Well done.
Roger tries to play with him behind the back line, but in all fairness to Damo, he's quick off his line. Now Harvey flies in and wins the ball off Sam Fitz. Cleared up by Ricks. Dom looking for an inside ball, but Fitzy comes over and it goes out for a throw-in. Over on that left-hand side with Hayden, he drops the shoulder and skips past Jordan, tries to whip one in, but AG clears his lines. Picked up by Dan Douse, who is tripped. Referee tries to give the advantage, but calls it back in the end. Now he said for a big man he's got decent feet. I think this says it all. Big AG misplaces his clearance, which allows Roger to play Torian, who cuts it back to Sam Fitz. Decent little outside the foot pass there to Mikey. In all fairness, he hits straight at the keeper, either side of Damo, and makes it 3-1. But Big Ricks picks up the bits and plays one long up the pitch into the path of Dan Alwell. In all fairness, he doesn't get his first touch right, but what a tackle that is there by Sim. Now as Dan Perkins and Gaffer P discuss the price of Bitcoin going up and down, DK leaves another one on Sam Fitz. Now the referee did pull it back eventually. Ball played into Louis Baller, who gets it stuck underneath his feet, and DK comes around and intercepts it. He also gets it stuck underneath his feet, but fair play to Louis, intercepts it and it goes out for a throw-in. Now it's just out a camera shot. Harvey's just on the phone to Long Throwing FC Dingle, asking what he should do on it. They tell him to toss it in the box, so he does, but eventually Hayden clears it and it goes out for a corner. Now Dan Dow standing over the corner, whips one into the back post looking for options. Harvey gets underneath it, and lucky for Gabs, who was in no man's land, the ball ends up on top of the net rather than side of it. Now, I wasn't able to put a lot of it into the videos, but it was defensive stuff like this by Ricks that he was doing all game, in all fairness. Strong on the ball and cleared his lines, and always made a simple and easy pass into one of his players. Callum, looking for the angles, drops to DK, gets a shot away. He's scooped up by Gabs in goal. Now one long ball over the top catches the Ballerz back line out, sets Mikey on his way, decent chop back, but the dive gets a 10 out of 10. Flicked on by Dan Douse, helped on by Curvin, but that touch takes him a bit wide, but fair play to Hayden Seymour, does his defensive duties and comes around and clears it. Now from that corner, Roger does his defensive duties, cleared by Sam Fitz. He breaks out to Jordan, who tries to play a quick one on his left hand side, but he gets his timing all wrong and it goes out for a throw-in. Now as Ballerz go searching for the equaliser, played out to Dan Dowson at right hand side, who tries to whip one in, but ends up going into the arms of Gabs. Now as I was editing the video, I was thinking, when am I going to get a now you see it, now you don't moment? Now, Don Perkins, I can't apologise for this. Now you see it, now you don't. Louis Baller cuts one into the box, cleared eventually by Big Ricks though. No further than Sam Fitz, who shoots, but it goes wide.
No fucking everything!
Double change for Ballerz. Harvey and Callum go off as Matty Douse and Dan Moses come on. Now Rick switches it to right back Jordan, who plays it first time into Dan Douse, who looks for the return from Dan Moses, but decent interception there by Hayden Seymour once again. But I will say about Jordan, he comes in and wins his 50-50s, makes some 60-40s. Dan Douse sent on his way once again down the channel, tried to put the offside flag up, referee waves it on, but in all fairness to Gabs, he does his goalkeeper duties and scoops it up. Back up the other end, Justice trying to look a yard, but again, quality defending that is there by Big Ricks. Now it must have been the curse of the commentator, me bigging up Ricks too much. He goes and loses the ball there to Sam Fitz, but his defensive partner Don Perkins goes and intercepts it. Plays it into Dan Moses, who recycles it to the left hand side, and Ballerz start again.
Oh, ref, that's a bad one still.
Let's get going now, yeah? Fucking loud, man, come on!
Again, more argy-bargy, but it's for the love of the badge, and that's what we get out of our beds for on a Sunday morning. But as we get back into the action, Mikey on the ball, tries to play it into Sam Fitz, but Ricks is playing, if your name's not down, you're not coming in. Wins the ball off Sam Fitz, drives with it, tries to play in Dan Douse, but Hayden Seymour intercepts. Now Highgate and Hazelwell on the attack once again with Mikey on his right hand side, waiting for some support to come into the box, pulls it back, but Dan Moses clears his lines.
Fucking yes!
Now DK picks up the bits in midfield and drives away from Justice. Manages to skip past 1 and 2, tries to shoot, eventually breaks to Curvin, who could lay it off to the right hand side for a tap in, but goes to shoot, wrong option. Matty Dowes picks up the ball, Dan Perkins plays it out to Jordan on that right hand side, but in all fairness to Mikey, does his defensive duties and holds him up. Dan Moses plays it back out to this left hand side to Dan Perkins, who's smart enough to go and wins himself a soft free kick. Referee buys it though. Free kick taken by Dan Perkins, but he doesn't miss the first man. Eventually breaks to Jordan, who drops his shoulder, and from here, be rude not to shoot. Goes wide though. Now as we enter the last 5 minutes of the game, on his left hand side, Sam Fitz plays in Hayden. Sees Mikey back post all alone. Can he finish it and put the game to bed? Now I don't know what happened there. It was actually harder to miss the target than it was to score. Now Justice with that wonderful left foot plays it into the channel once again. Couldn't quite get it under control by Mikey, but as we said about the big man Ricks, you're not getting past him, your name's not down, you're not coming in type of vibes.
Hey ref, you're adding all this on? I've seen him.
Get a smile out of you, like. Oh, come on. You don't even got man of the match, come on.
Now Mikey heading into that corner once again to waste time, but it does break to Tors, who manages to whip one in. Fair play to Matty Dowse, clears his lines.
Oh, it's always good shift, bro. That lockdown waits.
Now Highgate and Hazelwell definitely playing in the dark arts, delaying time, players going down. But as I say that, whipped in, back post, curving it underneath it, breaks back out to Matty Dowse once again. Dan Perkins is screaming for it, ready to loop on into the box. Gabs comes out once again, manages to get a hand on it this time, and eventually they clear their lines. Now Highgate and Hazelwell make another change, just to draw down the clock. And the game's about to end 2-1 to Highgate. I'm Big Fazza, this is Sunday League Settings, thanks for having me.
You see that assist?
Come on.
You want to get down FIFA, bro? Trust me.
Well, lucky lads, man. Good game, man. Good game, man.
I've been up for 8 months and I scored the winner.
Ah.
Come on.
Are you surprised, innit? Are you surprised?
D.
Enough respect for
Unlucky, man. Unlucky, man.
I am, man. Yeah. All we need is one bit of magic. That's all we need.
Have to win differently, especially on pitches like this when you can't really pop the ball around and that. I thought we was poor in the final third today. Defensively though, fucking, they didn't have anything today. Long balls, headers. Gabs didn't really have that much to do. You know what I mean? But when it was down to it, we fucking just we grounded it out. You know what I mean? 2-1 away from home, man. That's what we need. We play football on here, so.
And we just says, yo, that's just open up the league again, isn't it, Kings?
Yeah,
Bro, lovely stuff, man.
Every week, you look, there's a result, there's a different. Wow,
Yo,
you weren't expecting that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we want, man. It's going to go right to the end, man. And that's what you want. You want the league to be like that, innit?
Congratulations.
Quality, man.
Go again, bro. Go again. Tough one to be fair.
Fresh home, man. Man jumped on like he's come fresh home. Enjoy your Sunday
Nice
dinner.
one, man. Feels so much better getting 3 points.
Now as we go around the grounds,
Yeah! Get in, son! Get in there! Get in.
Now with this weekend's results in the Premier Division definitely opening the league and blowing it wide open, likewise in the Championship, it's all to play for in the nitty-gritty part of this year. Now respect people, myself Big Fazza, on behalf of Sunday League Settings, like, comment and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bless up.